Hi everyone, welcome back to another Cut Above with Chris. A little bit of background change, it takes some of the echo away. My wife's at work, the kids are being relatively quiet at the moment. So I'm going to knock out a head shave using a leaf as per usual. I'm going to try it with the Derby Ooster blades, which are the Derby Master blades. That is the packaging, or that's one of the sleeves. Now it comes in a nice cardboard box, and then they chuck plastic holders inside it and then single wrap them. I don't get it. Cardboard box, cardboard wrappings, paper wrapped around the blade, all environmentally friendly, biodegradable, recyclable, whatever you want to call it. Right, soap for today for the head shave is Noble Otter BARRBARR. Now this is one of 5 soaps that Noble Otter released. Now this is, by the way, this isn't a Crystal Palace shirt, it's Newcastle United Jets, or Newcastle Jets. I don't even support them, I got it for $5 from the local sports shop on special, but just in case you think I've turned into a Crystal Palace fan. Now, I purchased, I think it was all 5 soaps from Noble Otter when he did his re-release, changed all his labels. This was what he released, BARRBARR, and there was Noir et Vanille, there was a couple of, 2 or 3 sort of leather scented ones. Now this one here was the only one that I really liked the scent of. Now I'm just going to pour out the, I had it soaking, I'm going to add the soap, soaking water, some of that to my head. Why not? Why waste it? Now this one smells, the more I smell it, the more I smell it. It smells like a Christmas scented cookie. It's got that creamy sort of, it's like a creamy sort of scent. Almost buttery, and then there's a beautiful spice through it. Now, it doesn't actually smell anything really too closely to a barbershop scent, but there's so many soaps out there, and the ones that I prefer barbershop aren't quite barbershops in terms of the authentic, the original, what a barbershop should smell like sort of scent, or what it's widely regarded as smelling like. This one smells to me like a sort of spice cookie, and it smells lovely. Right, the brush for today. I normally only use this with one soap, and it is my custom Leo Friel Manchester United brush. I normally use this with Devils on the Field from Lather Bros, but it came up in the rotation, so I'm just going to use it. Straight into the soap. Now there's a little bit of saponification happening on top of this soap. There's like, looks like little pimples on the soap. If it happens to your soap, don't worry about it. It happens to the loads of soaps. I've had this for over a year now. It seems to be something that happens to soaps that sit around for a while, don't get used all the time. But it doesn't affect the performance, it just makes the soap look a little bit ugly. It's not mould. I'm hoping that if you've seen mould, you would know the difference between the mould and the saponification of the oils and the soap. It would be distinctly, and it would have a horrible odour. But as far as I'm aware, if a soap's made correctly and it's got all the right ingredients in it, the right sort of balance of ingredients, it shouldn't be able to grow mould on it at all. I think that's the deal. Right, I think there's enough soap in this brush to lather up about 8 times. Beautiful. Now this has got a 26 millimeter Magard 2-band best badger. I think it's a 2-band best. Now it was pretty good straight off the bat, but I've noticed the more I've used it, it has softened up a little bit. Not much. If you're looking for a brush with a fair bit of backbone for the price, you won't get much better than this really. Now these are made, I believe, in China, along with pretty much every other knot that you get in all your sort of mass-produced brushes. And all the hair essentially comes from China anyway, so if you are planning on sticking to, in fact, let's be honest about it, I don't think it matters too much what brush you buy. The reality is that whether it be a synthetic knot or a natural hair knot, the knot or the hair fibres will come from China. So if you're going to boycott China, then you'll have to boycott pretty much every shaving brush on the market. Now, it's almost impossible to boycott China. They make pretty much nearly everything in the world these days, but I will be making an effort to try and purchase things from, if not local sources, at least sources local to my country, which is Australia. So what I mean by that is, just say for instance I want to buy a new brush, which I won't be anytime soon. Well, I've got one coming, a handle at least. Then I will try and pick it up from somewhere in Australia, like Tony Forsyth over at TF Custom Shaving Brushes. Now I know when I get a knot placed in it, it's going to be Chinese hair, or it's going to be a knot completely made in China. Even rhodium knots, the knot hair comes from China, it has to, that's where the batches are. But at least he'll be buying the hair at a reduced price than what I would buy it at, because he'll be buying in bulk. And then I'm paying him for his time and his skills in making the knot. So essentially the bulk of my money is going in the pocket of an Aussie. And that'll be the same no matter what. I would rather give it to artisans, smaller artisans from around the world, than give my money to China, and it's just the sad reality of it. I will be honest and say that I am very undernourished in what I really know about what happened with COVID-19 and coronavirus. I will not hide that fact, and my decisions are based probably on very small things, a lot of which may or may not be true, sort of stuff, you know, because I'm not a professor, I'm not a doctor, I'm not someone that does 1,000-word essays on one word and stuff like that. No, that's not me. I try and find reasonably reliable sources on things before I say anything about it. I try, at least. But I don't pretend to know much about COVID-19, because I don't. All I really sort of know is that it looks like it definitely originated in Wuhan, and it looks like China hasn't really had, according to the stats, too many cases outside of Wuhan, yet the whole world's falling apart. Country like this lather's just insane today, holy shit. So, as much as, like I say, most things will come out of China, I won't be buying direct from China. I'll be buying from companies, albeit I'll pay more. I'll definitely pay more for what I want, but it'll be going in the pockets of people that I would rather have the money. So the Chinese can sell the cheap stuff, cheap knots, cheap hairs, and then I'll buy the bumped up price one to try and boost all these little businesses and economy and within the country. I'll try. I'm not in the best of positions with finances, so you know what I'm getting at. I'm just rambling on a lot of shit, to be honest. So here it is, the leaf razor with 3 blades loaded, 3 of those Derby Usta, which actually shaved very well the last time I used them. I thought they were a little bit rough, but they weren't really. They were actually quite nice in the end, and I got a cracking shave. So I'm just going to go straight against the grain. I've got about a day and a half's growth, and here we go, and with this beautiful lather as well. There you go, look at that. Now this is buttery smooth. This is a no prep shave. I had my shower last night. I think it's about 9 o'clock in the morning now. I received an email as well this morning, well last night, but I got it this morning, saying that it just found my channel and he was asking about the supply razor, and then he asked me what my recommended head shaving razor is. He said he'd been using a Schick Quattro, or he's been using cartridges for 15 years, but the razor he's been using the longest is the Schick Quattro cartridge razor. And he's trying to move away from, I would imagine, the expense of it, but he was also trying to move away from the environmental factor of it, the plastic side of things. So, if you don't know me well enough yet, you'll know that this is the razor I recommended. Especially more so for him, given that he already has a great feel for a cartridge razor. And even though this essentially, to the letter of the law, isn't a cartridge razor because it doesn't take a cartridge, it shaves very, very similar to one. And if you've got your feel for a cartridge razor already set, this razor will fall into your hands very, very easily, I think. That being said, you will still have to hone the feel, get an idea for how to actually shave with this razor, because it's not, I wouldn't say it's quite as safe or as intuitive as an actual cartridge razor. You are more liable to cut yourself. It's very, very easy to push too hard with this. You can push hard with it, but you can push too hard as well, which can cause you just as many issues. I've not really had any issues with this razor, to be honest. The biggest problem has been, and it's not been a problem, it's just been really trying to find the right blades. The blades that work perfectly for it. I don't know whether I might just lather up again. I don't have to, because there's not a lot left. There's so much soap in this brush, it'd be a shame not to use some. Good old Noble Otter, scent's phenomenal, and it's got great scent strength as well. The scent strength on this is like a 5 or a 6 out of 10. Now if you watch Frank Stromberg from Wet Shaving and Stuff, WHET Shaving and Stuff, he asked the question of, well, he hears a lot of people talking about like a 5 or a 6 out of 10, and it's like, well, what's a 10? I would say the closest to a 10 that I've smelled in terms of scent strength would be Derby. That stuff is potently strong in scent strength. Yeah, these are excellent blades. The reason I like these blades, along with others similar, isn't so much the sharpness of them, but it's how much of the blade protrudes out of the shaving section. So you can see here where the blade is, just at the bottom here. You see this, you can see the blade clearly, just where my nail is, but it's not sticking out far. Now, if you compare that to the Kai blades that I used recently, the Kai blades stuck out an absolute mile in comparison. Now, I was actually unaware that there was such a variance in safety razor blades with regards to how far the blade edge is from where it sits in its holder in the razor. It was, I mean, it's quite significant. It's very, very noticeable. when you use the Kai blades. And I tell you, you notice it in the shave, because the shave is not comfortable at all, because that blade's sticking out so far that it's just scraping on your skin. I don't know why I left the door open and then shut it. I've got the aircon behind as well, which keeps the bathroom a little bit, or the ensuite a little bit cooler. Right, fantastic, it really was. Now I'm just going to show you how much lather's left in this knot. That's an absolute shit ton, and this is, I mean, that's phenomenal quality lather. Smells fantastic. It's easily the most gourmand barber shop you'll ever smell, because it does smell a bit like a spiced cookie. It was actually Jack over at the virtual room that opened my eyes, or opened my nostrils to the scent, because it smells beautiful to me. I just couldn't quite put my finger on it, but the more I smell it, the more it smells like a sort of an oatmeal cookie that's got some honey and spice through it. Just going to show you this knot when it's fully saturated. So this has been used a fair bit. But you can see there, when it's fully saturated, a bit of it sort of, you do get a bit of gelling. If you just squeeze out most of it, you can see there as well. It's a very good quality knot. Cleans out easy. It's not the most dense of knots, but it is dense. It's not super dense. It's got loads of backbone. In fact, someone's been asking me about what would be a great sort of knot to start off with without spending a fortune, but he wants lots of backbone. This has got a good bit of backbone in it. And of course, you can set it into any handle you want. You can pick yourself up a cheap handle, I believe, from BARRBARR as well. In fact, I think they actually do stuff with their knots in them from memory. I'm not 100% sure, but I think they do. So yeah, let me just finish off with a wee squat of Lucky Tiger aftershave and face tonic. Yeah, that feels fantastic, wow. Now, I could walk away with that post shave, no problem, but nothing wrong with a bit of Lucky Tiger just to finish it all off. That's a really close shave. Yeah, I'm finding the Derby Booster, Derby Extra, Gillette super thins, even feathers, they're obviously not showing as much blade, and I think the amount of blade that sticks out on this razor really determines the comfort of the shave. Albeit you'll get a close shave, what's the point if you're covered in razor bumps and blood and all sorts of crap. So the soap was BARRBARR, the brush you just saw was my 26mm Magard 2-band, and it's set into my custom Leo Frio brush handle. I can't remember the style of this handle, but it's a really nice brush. Now it had a synthetic in it. It actually used to have a game changer, but the loft was too low. So Reyes Restores over on Instagram re-knotted it for me, did a fantastic job, didn't damage the handle, no markings, nothing at all, did a great job. The razor, no more superlatives for this bad boy. The leaf razor from leafshave.com. You can pick it up. There's several other stores that stock them now, just leafshave.com is the easiest way to go and find one. And you don't pay really too much more, to be honest. The shipping's going to be a little bit more at the moment with the way the financial world is. And I finished off with Lucky Tiger aftershave and face tonic. And with that, stay safe, drive safe, don't drink and drive, and I'll catch you guys next time. Cheers.